Why did I write Slippery Slope? Why did I subtitle it Europe's Troubled Future? I think it dates back about 3 or 4 years when I realized that the good times aren't coming back, but a lot of people think they are. And it seemed to me that we really have to ring alarm bells and warn Europeans that the times before the economic and financial crisis of 2008, from which we still haven't recovered, the times before that were another era. They were basically the 20th century. The 21st century is going to be very troublesome for Europe. The rise of the newcomer giants of the world economy, China, Brazil, India, and so on, means that we're going to have to get our act together. We've been coasting for quite a long time in terms of Europe-wide efforts, because it's only by collaborating with each other that we're actually going to confront our problems. And we've been coasting. So the other alarm bell I wanted to ring is we've got to re-examine the way the European Union works. And we've got to fix it, because it doesn't work very well. I think what's unusual is that it looks at Europe's problems in a much wider global context. Most of the books about Europe have a sort of navel-gazing quality to them. I mean, they're very useful, very interesting, but they do see Europe as rather apart from the world. And my view is that Europe's problems are caused by being in a wider world where we're not doing too well. Now, obviously, our share of the global economy is falling. That's normal because of the rise of all those other big countries like China and so on. What's not normal is the fact that our productivity is poor. Our productivity is about half what it was in the late 20th century. And we have a whole lot of other issues. Technologically, we all know we're not as good at innovating industrially, but we are actually responsible for half of all the big scientific breakthroughs in the world. So we have a lot going for us, but we're not really exploiting that enough. I think the fundamental message that I'm trying to get over is that we have got to stop muddling through. We've got to sit down as Europeans and take a long, hard look at where we are. And I think we need to redouble our efforts to reform the way we take decisions. I think we really have to embrace the problem of communication, lack of public support, and we have to show people what Europe is for. These are sorts of things that you hear the Eurocrats down the road talking about, but you don't actually see anything done. The reason, of course, is the member governments don't really want to upset they don't want to upset their own electoral situations. But we really are in a problematic situation because we've got a labour shortage as well as high unemployment. We've got an ageing problem, which means that instead of 4 workers for each retired person now, by mid-century it'll be 2 workers per retired person. You can work it out. We already can't afford the pensions. So we need a total shake-up. And I think it's time we recognised that the European Union was based on ideas and situations of the mid-20th century, and we're now getting on towards the end of the first quarter of the 21st century. Time for change.